So why does it work? Like, what is the why behind it?
Well, the sort of evidence that is given to support what happens is that when we were evolving, it was our hands that kind of developed really before our brains. So we were making things and making physical things and doing a lot with our hands. And that basically developed our brain. So our brains became more developed through the use of our hands. So the connection between your hands and your brain has been there for a long time. And actually, we don't really use that very much. So doing things with your hands, and they say think with your hands, is actually quite interesting. So if people are stuck, we say, well, just build something, and then things get going. And suddenly your brain kind of takes over. But there's this thing called the flow process, which is an author called Csikszentmihalyi. It's quite a complicated. It's a complicated name, Csikszentmihalyi. I think I've said it right. And it's a book about flow. And flow is this space you get into when you're doing something that is challenging, but not too challenging. So you're in this space where you're 100% engaged, but you're not bored and you're not overly challenged. So if you can get people into this flow space, and you might remember it when you've been playing when you were a younger child, or you're thinking, oh, I was so involved in what I was doing, nothing else was in my head. Time just disappears, and suddenly, it's a few hours have gone by, and where did that time go? I was so involved. That's flow. And flow comes into it in a creative space when you're doing something with your hands, when you're playing, when you're in that space of a simple challenge. And it's that, they say, is what draws these deeper thoughts out of you and to talk about, makes you a bit more comfortable to talk about them, maybe.
I mean, I can vouch for that just in the last day. Just building Steve and the other creations. Yes, like I can relate to that, the flow of things.
Well, if you're feeling a little bit skeptical about it, and people are skeptical about it, you've just got to try it. So go to the Lego Serious Play session, have a go, and see what it meant to you, because you probably watch this podcast thing. It doesn't look like it'll work to me. I wouldn't like to do that. Actually, just try it. And I've had people who were skeptics, and they've gone, that was it. What just happened there? I've just seen students talk about this amazing thing in such detail. I've never heard them do that before. How does that work? And actually, I've had people who've said, no, we're not doing that. I've involved them in a session, and they've been totally amazed.